them. Lucky that these Banshees actually had enough energy to get away and not decloak while the mutas were chasing them. So Rigid scoring even more free kills. Masq not doing a great job with any of his attacks thus far in the game. Even the Reapers didn't do too well. So switching now to Mass Bio. Look at this. 4 reactors coming on these 4 barracks for Masq. This last one over here also getting a reactor. Holy crap. So he's just going to have 100 million Marines and Banshees at the time. He does have 2 starports up to create medevacs, so that's good for him. But with this Baneling nest being completed now, Rigid has options even against 100 million Marines. You know, only a dozen Banelings could kill just a mass amount of Marines, and so Rigid being very good, preparing for anything that Masq can throw at him. He's got the Overseers for the Cloak Banshees, he's got the Roaches and Lings for the Bio Army, morphing all these Banelings now. Masq really not sure what he can do at this point unless he starts transitioning towards siege tanks or something like that and doing a slow crawl toward Rigid's main. But Rigid actually expanding again over here at the high yield mineral is going to take an even bigger economic jump, even though Masq was able to finally expand over at his natural. No Zerglings in the way this time. However, Rigid does have a rather large force. He's sitting at 107 food, Masq sitting at only 77, and these Banshees are not going to be too effective wherever they are. I'm sure he repaired them. Where'd they go? They are sitting here with the bunkered up Marines and the rest of them. But the Banelings moving in now, going to be able to slither in there, and oh wow, these acid balls just killing everything on the ground. All that's left really are these turrets to take out the Mutalisks. The Banshees are dead. Mutalisk focus fired them down very quickly. These Hellions not able to do anything against the Roaches, so Masq trying to crank out what he can. The command center forced to lift up so that these mutas can't really touch anything while these turrets are still in play. All these Roaches trying to take down these supply depots. Masq already moving in another SCV to build a new one, trying to take out these turrets now so that the mutas can come into play, but all these Marines able to shoot freely while the Roaches with their shorter range unable to even hit back. These medevacs doing a good job of keeping this Marine ball of Masq still alive. So Rigid getting a lot of damage done, losing the bulk of his army, but still able to replenish pretty quickly. Another Overseer in for him in case any Banshees do hit the field again. It looks like right now Masq does not have any plans to be doing that. He is getting a siege tank now, transitioning a little bit and doing well to upgrade his Marines to 1-0. Rigid still sitting at 0-0. These Roaches moving in to kill whatever turrets are left. Is Masq going to be able to respond to that? It doesn't look like he's going to choose to do that. Instead, just floating his command center over a little bit. Oh, it looks like Masq loading up a couple of medevacs to go harass Rigid's main, perhaps. We'll have to see. It looks like Rigid does have good Overlord spread here. He's going to be able to see that relatively quickly. Oh, Masq does spot the high-yield mineral. There's no drones here. Thankfully for Rigid, he's not going to lose too much if Masq does do this parachute drop here with these 8 or so Marines. No, almost 16 Marines actually, 8 per ship, my bad. And he is going to be able to take out a couple of Overlords, a couple of drones, and probably kill this hatchery before Rigid is able to get over here with these Banelings. Oh, really good Baneling right there. Only 8 of those, actually 10 of those Marines survive, and he is not able to kill the hatchery, so all he got off of that was a couple of drone kills and an Overlord kill, but this hatchery is much weaker now as a result, so Masq getting a little bit of damage done, still only mining off of 1 base. This is going to be terrible for him if this game lasts too much longer, as a 3-base Zerg is able to just create units so quickly, and Masq sticking with these Marines. He has not upgraded their stim pack or shields. He does have 1-0 at least. Medevacs being cranked out now. It looks like they are returning home and probably just going to drop those guys back off where they were. This huge army of Rigid just sitting here so that command center cannot land until Masq is able to move. It looks like more medevacs being loaded up now. 3 of the 4 filled with units. He's probably going to fill up this last one too. Rigid morphing some more Banelings here at the front. Maybe going to try and bust down the beginning of Masq's base here. Looks like at the production tab, just tanks and Marines being made and Banelings on the other side. So all this bio being made by Masq going to be countered easily if the Banelings are in position. It looks like all these mutas still looking in pretty good shape. They could actually move right now. There's so much blind area here at the front. He could take out a starport. Looks like this turret is going to keep him at bay, but if he just flew around the entire perimeter, he would find a couple of blind spots to do some damage. And Masq moving out now with 4 completely healed up medevacs. The SCV was busy repairing. Command center still floating here. He has no AA except for those Mutalisks, Rigid I mean. And Masq going to be doing some dropping. Let's see what he's able to accomplish. Oh, these mutas are already in place though. Is he going to be able to take out that red medevac before he drops all his units? No, he is not. Instead, he's going to start trying to kill off these Marines. So many Marines Marines here, able to kill lots and lots of drones. Probably going to be able to finish this hatchery that he did get a start on earlier, but these medevacs, one of them in particular, in very low health. So if these Marines get scared off by the banelings and roaches, the Mutalisk may have a chance to pick them off. Oh! Loses a lot of Marines there in that medevac, and one of the medevacs is still in pretty low health too. He drops those Marines just to protect the medevacs from these couple of Mutalisks that are left on the field. Rigid a little bit set back by losing that high yield. He didn't have too many drones there, but Masq now getting his command center in place again at his natural. Rigid responding to losing his gold minerals by expanding up here at this third expansion area between himself and Masq. Masq running around all over the place, trying to make sure, it looks like he does have them A-moved all around the map, making sure he doesn't have any other hidden expansions. So good work trying to find at least some sort of hidden expansions. He does not know about this one yet, I don't believe. And looks like the Mutalisks are chasing down these Marines, trying to get as many kills as they can. Actually, the Mutalisk's backing off now. That is quite a lot of Marines there walking around. So the medevacs, actually, since they're faster and move by air, they're going to go ahead and see that there are no extra expansions from Rigid. He's not even going to try and retake this high yield at the moment. Ooh, siege tanks from Masq. So he bought himself a little bit of breathing room by taking out that gold mineral expansion, and is now going to move his siege tanks down into a siege position. Bunker up yet again, get some turrets up yet again. Rigid sends in a Zergling right there, just gets blasted immediately. So he's got a very large army still here. 142 food against only 86 food of Masq. Masq is going to need to get his Marines. His Marines are way over here on the other side of the field with those medevacs, and Rigid able to move in and just crush everything in place. These siege tanks going down very quickly to the roaches. The banelings getting in and sizzling these Marines to the ground. Lots and lots of roaches still in play. Masq, if you look at the mini-map, still trying to get his Marines and medevacs back here in time to save something, but Rigid doing a very good job keeping this expansion from doing anything still. So Masq been on one base almost the entire game, out of minerals at his main. Looks like Rigid is going to be able to move up even further, take out the supply depot. A couple of mutas still being built. Okay, so now looks like we've moved into a little bit of a base race scenario here. These roaches in here trying to kill off what remains of these tanks and Marines, but Masq, with those Marines that were way on the other side of the map, now dropping in the main of Rigid. What is he going to be able to take out? Rigid's main isn't even mined out. He's had drones at other bases almost the entire game. Is he going to be able to take out that lair? And the more important question, is it even going to matter? All these speedlings coming in now, trying to kill off some Marines, but the medevac's doing a good job of keeping them alive for the time being. That lair is probably going to fall. No, maybe not. A bunch of roaches coming in for Rigid. Going to be able to take out nothing. He loads those back up with those medevacs very quickly. But the main of Masq looks like it's fleeing to this right side spawning position on Metalopolis. 3 barracks and a command center able to escape. Having no AA really is going to hurt Rigid in the long run if Masq chooses to build a new base. He's going to have to be very mobile with these roaches and banelings if that's the case. He is going to lose his lair here to these couple of remaining Marines. Still 3 medevacs able to load up these Marines at will. Oh no, the medevac's moving away, not picking up all the Marines. These Marines are very precious for Masq at the time being. The roaches killing basically everything they can't lift off. In the meantime, more banelings being morphed in. Rigid doing a good job not just wasting them on static buildings with no defenders. And 3 medevacs left. This queen is going to try and kill a medevac. Oh, does he have enough? He's only got 19 health left, 18 health. If he moved that queen up right now, he would be able to snipe that other medevac full of Marines. However, it looks like Masq is losing basically everything in his main. He's trying to rebuild over here, rebuild some Marines as quickly as possible. He's only got mules mining here. A couple of Marines and a bunker going down, but man, that it looked like that medevac did finally die to a couple of Mutalisk from Rigid, so only 1 medevac, no real units on the field. Basically just lifted off everything and tried to shift over to this right side position. Baneling's moving in now, going to be able to sizzle everything that's left of Masq's. No units left on the field except for mules and this 1 medevac, and all he's still trying to build all his bring all his buildings over here. A couple of roaches arrive. They're going to be able to kill any Marines that pop out as they pop out and be able to regen their health. So Masq forced to GG after trying to relocate completely. Did not work out for him. So just a series of basically attacks gone wrong. That Reaper harass at the beginning not being effective. The drops not being effective really, except for the 1 high yield mineral base being taken out once. Rigid, on the other hand, doing a very good job of delaying any expansion, forcing Masq to mine out his base, and basically have to build counters to what Rigid was building instead of the other way around. So Rigid, very well played by him. Masq, not quite having what it takes to get this game in the bag, but then again, both players still very good players, and I look forward to casting more games from both of them in the near future. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.